Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Manshed. Okay, now this video is a bit of a follow-up video to one I've recently uploaded, but it can be used in its own right. And it's about how to connect your Logitech Brio 4K camera to your PC to enable you to get the full 4K resolution. If you don't use the right cable and you don't use the right sockets, you will not get it in 4K. Now, like I say, the video I've just uploaded about this goes into full detail on how good these are as an overhead camera and close-up camera. And if you check out that video, I'll put a little card up here for that and a picture at the end of this. If you check out that, you'll see they're absolutely brilliant. They're not as close as a dedicated microscope, obviously, but it's pretty close up. And you can focus about that far, 2 or 3 centimeters above the subject you're taking. So really, really close. And being 4K, you can then zoom in on that without losing much resolution. But they are, this Brio, and like I said, they're not a new camera. They came out in 2017. Pretty expensive in the day. But now you can get them used. There's loads and loads on eBay, usually between sort of like 50 and 60 quid. I paid 53 quid recently for this. And I think for the quality as an overhead camera, that's pretty good. Like I said, check out my other video if you want to see detailed shots. But like I said, they are very, very picky on the cable you use and the socket you plug it into. My Insta360 Link that I'm using right now, it's great. You can just plug any cable into it, cheap, expensive, whatever, and you're able to select the 4K resolution. Not on the Brio. You must use a high quality cable, as I show you, and into a USB 3 socket. So I'm going to show you how to do that now and select the settings in G-Hub, Logitech's own sort of software G-Hub, and in O.B.S as well. And then I'll just give you some comparison shots later on of the difference 4K and 1080p is. When you're using it as just to film yourself like this for YouTube, there's not too much difference between 4K and 1080p. Both are a great picture, but it's when you start zooming in and cropping in on a section, because of the lower resolution, you lose a lot more of the image. So I'll show you that in detail later. So the main purpose of this video is just to show you the reason why you can't get a 4K picture, which is using the wrong cable and also using the wrong socket. Now, there's quite a few other YouTube videos about it, and they all mention you must plug it into a USB 3, the blue type socket, which is true, but there's not many mention that the cable is all important as well. And it is, as I might have already mentioned, I don't know, it is very, very picky, the Brio. Now, you're watching this through the Insta360 Link, and that is connected. Every cable I tried on that, USB C to C or USB C to A, worked fine. A cheap, nasty, no branded one worked fine. It didn't on the Brio. I wasn't expecting it to on the Brio. It's not a branded one or anything. But this one, as you can see, it's, I don't know when you can see it there, I'll point it out later as well, it's like purple inside, so I thought, you know, in both ends as well, USB-C to A, so I thought, well, that'll work because it's coloured inside, it may be like a USB 3 blue one. Again, worked great with the Insta360, but not on the Brio. And even this, now this is a branded one. This is the one that came with the Insta360. If you look here, there you can see Insta360 each end, a USB C to C. But yeah, like I said, proper branded cable, and that does not work as well. Plugging it into the USB C on the front of my computer or the back of the computer on the Brio, it doesn't want it. It's got to have a blue coloured, really high quality cable for the 4K to work. So I'll show you at the end of the video the cable I used and where I got it and the price on Amazon. But for now, let's just go into the actual showing you how it doesn't work on the poorer white cable that you've just seen, and how it does work on the good cable, which I'll show you at the end. So I've got the Brio rigged up now in its articulated arm, the one I showed you in my other video. Check that out if you want to see details about that. That's where I will be using it in its overhead mode and its close-up mode. So I've got it rigged up there now with that white cable I showed you earlier on, which is not suitable for the 4K on the Brio. So I'll just use the fantastic facility of this insert to zoom over and show you where that is now. So there you can see the Brio is connected up with the white non-suitable cable, and I'll show you first of all in its own, in Logitech's software, that we're not able to select 4K, and then I'll show you in O.B.S. So there we are on Logitech's own software. Forget this thing at the top right, that's the control for the Insta360. Took that up there. But you can see here we're on full HD. On these symbols down the left, that's where you select the resolution on there. And we've got full HD, and that's all we've got. That's the highest we've got. Full HD, 720p or 360p. And that's all this cable is giving us. So I'm looking at the Brio now, and it's only allowing us to record in full HD. So I'll show you that as well in O.B.S. Okay, so as you can see, we're in O.B.S. now. I'm having to record this on a screen recorder, a Cyberlink screen recorder, because I couldn't find out how to record OBS's screen recorder while it is got an input from the Osmo, but from the Brio. So anyway, you can see what I'm doing anyway. So like I say, we're in O.B.S. now, as you can see, and if we click, we've got the Brio set there. If we click that little icon there, on the resolution thing, you can see we've only got 1920 by 1080. That's the highest it's giving us. So it's not allowing us, just like in the Brio software, the G Hub, Logitech G Hub, because we've got it connected with this white cable, it's not allowing us to select 4K. So that's in O.B.S. So as you can see, with that white cable connected, we cannot get 4K. So let's have a look at it now, but this time with the good quality cable. Like I say, I'll show you at the end the exact one connected. And again, we'll try it in Logitech G Hub, and we'll try it in O.B.S. And again, I mentioned it in the videos, there are some look stretched, some look squashed up. I started recording the screen capture in O.B.S, and at one stage I did get it capturing the Brio itself while trying to record, but after that it was just a blank screen. So I used a different screen recorder to click the O.B.S bit, but you get the gist of it. You'll see exactly where the mouse is pointing, and you will see the extra 4K options being available. So let's have a look at that now. We're now on the good cable, the proper 4K cable, and we're in Logitech G Hub. Excuse it's looking to me now perfect on the screen, but the recording in O.B.S, I haven't fully set it up for this resolution, so it'll look a bit squeezed in, but it doesn't matter. You can still see where my mouse is pointing. And if we look there at the top where it says full HD, if we click the little down arrow, we can see now there is 4K has appeared. So if you look there, 4K, and if we click on 4K, there we are now recording in 4K, as confirmed by the logo at the top there. So it shows you that's with the good cable. So let's have a look at it now in O.B.S as well, and I'll show you the extra available settings there. Okay, and as you can see, again, we're in O.B.S, but this time with the proper 4K cable attached. So, like I say, you're only seeing this in, because I'm having to film this in that screen recorder again, Cyberlink screen recorder. It can only do it in 1920, so you won't be seeing it in 4K, but you will see the menu items available are now more because we've got the proper cable. So again, click down there and you can see the resolution we're in now, 1920 by 1080. But if we click this drop down box, now we have three more resolutions: 2560 by 1440, 3840 by 2160, and 4096 by 2160. That top one, sort of like they don't advise. You'd think it'd be wider. If you look at the picture that's been recorded now, 38x40, 2160, you can see that remote control there. If we go up to the 4096 one, it's slightly less. It puts the picture in a bit. I thought it might have given it a wider picture, but I don't know why that's the case. So you would just pick the 3840, that's your standard 4K by 2160. So you now have got that option because we've got the right cable attached. So as mentioned in my previous video, I'm going to be using this as an overhead camera and stick it with my Insta360 Link as my main filming me like now camera for YouTube. The Brio is, as mentioned, as I keep going on about, I know, a fantastic camera for overhead, particularly the used price on eBay now. But I thought it'd be interesting to just show you the difference with 4K once you've zoomed in and cropped out into a small section. So I put it temporarily on top of my screen, and I've just done this next bit, and I filmed the picture behind me, and then we'll crop in and I'll show you various ones. So this next bit explains that. Okay, so this is the Brio now on top of the TV next to the Insta Link, which I normally use. So what I'm going to do this time, just to show you the difference in resolution once you've zoomed in, I'm going to take a crop of that picture of the Starship Enterprise behind me, and I'm going to show it you cropped in on a certain section of it, side by side, three pictures, one in full 4K, one in 4K, 3840 by 2160, which is what we're in now, and then one in full HD, 1920 by 1080, and one in the old SVGA, Super VGA, which is 800 by 600. Just I know nobody uses that now, but it's just as a comparison. So I'm going to duck out the way now, so I've got the bottom of that. So this is, apologies for the slumped position, but this is in 4K. So I'm just going to alter it now on, so 3840 by 2160, yeah. So I'm just altering it now on O.B.S. to 1920 by 1080. So you're now watching it in full HD, and you won't notice much difference at this. It's still going to look a pretty good picture, but like I say, it's when you sort of start zooming in, because you're digitally zooming or cropping the picture. When there's not as many pixels, it will look pixelated. So we'll finally go down now to, I could have picked any of these old resolutions, but I'll pick 800 by 600, which is SVGA, Super VGA, and you'll see it's gone to a square. I could stretch it to fit the screen now, but I won't bother because it's just this trial. We'll get a screen grab of that and we can check them all. You will notice a difference in resolution now looking at this, but you'll particularly notice it once I crop in on the thing behind. Let's have a look at them now. Cropped in from each one, zoomed in so the same bit fills the screen, and we can compare the three side by side. Okay, so you can see the difference in these three side by side shots pretty easily. One on the left, obviously 3840 by 2160, so that's the 4K footage. In the middle it's down to full HD, 1920 by 1080, and then on the right we've got the SVGA, Super VGA 800 by 600. Now I know nobody uses that these days, but quite a few years ago, that's the best we had before high definition came along, and you can see how pixelated that looks. It's really, really bad. The leap to full HD was fantastic. I remember getting my first full HD TV, and it was just mind-blowing. From full HD to 4K, again, it's clearer, but not as huge a leap to the naked eye, I don't think. But you can definitely see the difference once you've zoomed in and cropped up a certain part of a video or picture. If you look at the three sort of dots at the lower half of the Enterprise, just sort of like 2/3 down and about an inch in from the left-hand side, you'll see on the left they are really, really visible. The one in the middle, you can just see them, but they're sort of blending into one stripe. And the one on the right, they're barely visible. So, yeah, I think that just shows the difference that 4K can make, particularly for when you're zooming in and cropping. So, yeah, if you use a proper, expensive, full data carrying USB 3 blue one cable by A by C, it works fine. So that's what you'll need, like I say, a cable like that. And as you can see, they're very, very well made. Good strain relief there, blue there. On the Amazon thing that I'll show you in a second, it shows you here, it's like, I don't know whether you can see it. You can probably see it says it's laser welded, but as you can see, it's smooth all the way around on the USB, which makes it tougher. On a lesser one, you can see it's like crimped. They crimp it round. But again, that's purple inside, purple both ends. So you'd think it would be USB 3, but no, it's not. So that was the cable. High-speed intelligent data line cable. All the blurb on the back. Lifetime warranty. Whoever takes advantage of lifetime warranties. But yeah, let's have a look at it on Amazon now, where I got it from. So as you can see, there's loads and loads on Amazon. I think if you get a decent make, that one's the same make as I got, but that's micro USB to USB-A. If you've got a spare C socket, by all means get a C to C good quality one. Like I said, that's the one I bought, and typical, I only bought it 6 days ago, and it would cost me £7. It's now down to £5.94. So, but that's the actual one, and it shows all the specs here. Fast charge, shows there about the weight it will support from the end of it. Hardly likely to be hanging 5 kilograms from it, but there you go. Nice to know. So yeah, I can guarantee that will work fine with it. And also, using that same cable, I forgot to tell you, if you put the USB-C end in a good quality, like I had, USB-C to USB-A connector. So if you put the USB-A end in there, and then USB-C in there, so you've basically got a C to C cable. When I plugged this in, the USB socket on the front of my PC and the back, it worked. I could select the full 4K resolution. So yeah, so it just shows it is definitely the cable. So I hope that has helped, because like I said, the Brio is a fantastic camera, particularly used these days. I mentioned in my other video, but I'll say it again, this cost me £53 just a week or so ago off eBay. I specifically bought it for the overhead shots and close-up shots, and check out my other video for how fantastic it gets close up to a circuit board. Really, really crisp views, almost microscope like. So a brilliant camera for that, and I'll stick with me little Insta360 Link with all its fantastic features like zoom and move over to predetermined slots. Just look how quick it goes. As soon as I click here, now we'll boom over to the pictures by the door. Click there, boom over to where I've been using the Brio, and then boom over there, back to me. So yeah, great camera, the Insta360 Link. Again, check out my video for that. But like I said, this one is about connecting a Brio, and make sure you have that USB 3 lead plugged into a USB 3 socket, and set it up as I've just shown you in either G-Hub, Logitech G-Hub if you don't use O.B.S, but I think most people use O.B.S, so that's where you select the full 4K resolution in that. So hopefully it's been of some use. I will put all the links below to anything relevant in the video. The Amazon links are affiliated, so I'll put a link to the lead I used. That means if you click on that link and buy something from that browsing session, I get a small commission. It doesn't cost you a penny extra, but I've got to say that, because I do get a few pennies, but it helps keep the channel going. So if you're going to buy one, I'd very much appreciate it if you click on that link. It would be fantastic. And again, thanks for watching this to the end. Loads more videos in the pipeline. If it isn't up already, I will have the water flosser very, very soon, I promise you. Still doing the final sort of tests on that. That's coming up along with any others, so hopefully you can watch them. So if you haven't subscribed, if you can, give us a thumbs up. Boom, it's thumbs down if you haven't liked it. If you haven't already subscribed and you'd like to, and it'd be great if you could, please click the little picture here of the shed. Once you've done that, click the bell icon below and you'll be alerted to any new uploads. So thanks again for sticking with this to the end. I'll catch you for the next one very, very soon. Bye for now.